Guys, welcome back to our channel. In last video we have discussed the stem part of a flowering plant. So guys, what is meant by flowering plant? Flowering plant is also called as an angiosperm. So in this video we are going to discuss about the topic of leaf. Guys, here the leaf look like a lateral and generally flattened structure born on a stem. So guys, we all have seen the leaves and where it is arises from. But we have to remember for the objective purpose, it is if they ask where it is developed from, means where it is arises from. So it is arises from a node. You have to remember this point. Why I am using the term is node. The place where actually a leaf is arises from is said to be a node place. So guys, have a look here. So this is a stem. If you think this is a stem and this is a node part where the leaf is arises from, node. In between two leaves an internode is present. This part is said to be an internode. So guys, the bud is present in an axil. In this part is said to be an axillary bud. So leaves are originated from the shoot apical meristem. What is meant by shoot apical meristem? Actually meristems means which is divide actively. Meristem is nothing but a group of nucleus which are present at the place and they divide fastly or quickly is said to be a meristem. In that region is said to be a meristem. So what is meant by shoot apical meristem? If it is present as apical part of the shoot is said to be a shoot apical meristem. So guys, how many meristems are there in a plant? So guys, there are three most important meristems are present in a plant. One is apical meristem, one is intercalary meristem, and intercalary meristem, and second is secondary meristem. So these are the three important meristems present in the plant. So if it is present at the apical part of the stem, it is said to be a shoot apical meristem. So guys, leaves are originated from the shoot apical meristem or arranged in an acropetal order. What is meant by acropetal order is nothing but a new leaves arranged at the apical part, and whereas older ones comes below that or arranged below the younger ones is said to be acropetal order of or acropetal manner. So leaves are arranged in an acropetal order. So the most important vegetative organ for photosynthesis, it is a most important organ. Why I am using that is a very important organ. So guys, firstly know one thing, you all know plants perform the photosynthesis, but actually performing part is nothing but a leaf. So leaves are very important to the photosynthesis process. So a typical leaf consists of three main parts, which is nothing but leaf base, petiole and lamina. So leaf is attached to the stem by a leaf base, which is nothing but this part which is attached to the stem part is said to be a leaf base. So that leaf base may bear two lateral small leaf-like structures or appendages which is nothing but a stipules. I will show you the pic. Here you might observe here stipule. This is the two lateral appendages which arise from the leaf base. It is called as stipule. Okay. In monocotyledons, which I told you earlier, what is meant by monocotyledon? Which is nothing but if presence of one cotyledon, it is termed as said to be a monocotyledon. So the leaf base expands in a sheet covering stem partially or wholly. So it may covers wholly or in some places, it's some part said to be a partially or wholly. It's termed like this. In some leguminous plants, example for leguminous plant, pea plants, the leaves base may become swollen. Swollen is nothing but a bulged thing is said to be swollen, which is also called as pulvinous. Means pulvinous. I'll show you the pics. The petiole helps exposing the lamina to light. Means mainly the petiole's help is to expose the leaf. Why it should be exposed the leaf? For the photosynthesis purpose. Sun is the source for photosynthesis. For to expose these leaves to sunlight, it is helping here as a medium. So guys, long thin flexible petioles allows leaf blades which is flutter in the wind. So it is just for a cooling the leaf, purpose of cooling and bringing the fresh air to leaf surface. For this purpose they are flexible petiole, means flexibly petiole is attached and it is for flutter to the wind. To the lamina is nothing but a leaf blade. It is a green expanded part of a leaf with veins and veinlets. Means lamina consists of veins and veinlets. There is a usually middle prominent vein which is known as midrib. Veins provide the rigidity to the leaf blade, which is nothing. Rigidity is nothing but providing strength to the leaf blade. acts as also channels to transport the water, minerals and some food materials too. It is the shape and margin, apex, surface and extent of insertion lamina varies in different leaves. Means it is differ from according to the species wise and according to the leaves wise. It may differ from species to species. This is the pic of a leaf, guys. Have a look here. The lamina, which is all part, is said to be a lamina, where the veins are present, and which is from this veinlets are arranged like this. And this is the stipule part. It is the stipule, and this part is said to be a petiole. This is the axillary bud, and this is said to be a leaf base. So guys, this is the picture of the leaf. Coming to the venation part, arrangement of vein and veinlets in the lamina of the leaf is said to be a venation. When the veinlets form a network, the venation is said to be a reticulate. I will go through with the peak also. When the veins runs parallel to each other within a lamina is said to be a parallel venation. Leaves. So guys, this is about parallel venation and this is about reticulate venation. I will go through with the peaks. So here it is. So it is a reticulate venation. So I have told you that veinlets or forms a network like structure is said to be a reticulate venation. So here have a look here. This is a reticulate venation and here it is a parallel venation. So guys, I will give you a good example to the parallel venation. Have you observed the banyan leaf? It look like almost like this, where the veinlets like move like this parallelly to each other in a lamina. Whereas if you observe this dicotyledon plant, which is example for the reticulate venation, so here it forms a reticulate type, means which a network type veinlets. So this is about venation. Let's talk about the types of leaf, means how many types of leaves are present. So guys, a leaf is said to be a simple, means we can say this is a simple leaf. On basis of what? When its lamina is entire or when it's incised, or incision do not touches the midrib. So firstly you have to understand. I will show you the peak. So guys, it is a peak. I will show you there. These are the veinlets na. If the leaf means it is arises from here, if you think it is a means it arises from here, if it touches like here the midrib, so it is called as another leaf. So it should not like this. So it should be a proper, like it initiated properly like this, then it's said to be a simple leaf. Where it is not, then it is to be a compound leaf. Have a look here. So when incision of a lamina reaches the midrib and breaking into a number of leaf sets, it's said to be a compound. So I will show you the compound leaf. It's look like this, where veinlets are formed another leaves are said to be, and this like this is said to be a compound leaf. But in this compound and simple, there is a two different things. One is pinnately compound leaf and one is palmately compound leaf. So guys, compound, you might understand what is meant by compound leaf. So I will go through the compound leaf. Compound leaves may be two types. One is pinnately compound leaf, I have told you. A number of leaflets are present at the common axis is set rachis, which represent the midrib of the leaf as in neem. So guys, this is the pinnately compound leaf, where it is not present at the same point like here. So leaves are arranged at the same point. If it is arranged, it is a palmately compound leaf. Where it is not like this, look like this, means leaves are arranged at the rachis like an order, is said to be a pinnately compound leaf. This is example for neem, it is example for silk cotton. So which is nothing but Bombax mori. Next concept is phyllotaxy. What is meant by phyllotaxy? Phyllotaxy is nothing but a pattern of arrangement of a leaves on a stem or a branch. Means arrangement of a leaves or a stem in an order or in a pattern is said to be a phyllotaxy. So guys, here it is usually three types, which is alternate, opposite and whorled. So what is meant by how the alternate type is? A single leaves arise at each node, means this is the alternate type. If a single leaf arise from each node, means I have told you between two nodes there is a space between, the space is nothing but internode. So here one node and here one node, the leaf is arranged from this manner, arranged from one nodes. So this is said to be alternate type of venation, or said to be alternate type of phyllotaxy, which is example for examples is too much important here. China rose, mustard, sunflower. In opposite, the types of a pair of leaves arise from each node is said to be. So have a look here. This is opposite. See here, A pair of leaves arranged from, means this side one leaf is arranged and this side another leaves are arranged. This is said to be a pair of leaves arranged from the same node. In this manner it is said to be an opposite leaf. Then whorled, this is a whorled leaf. So if more than two leaves are arranged from at each node is said to be a whorled. I'll show an example. So here more than leaves are arranged from one node is said to be a whorled type. This is about phyllotaxy. Modification of leaf means how the leaves are get modified. So firstly you might have one doubt why leaves are getting modified. So there is a certain purpose for the leaves for getting the modification. I will discuss in this concept why the leaves are get into modified. So guys, firstly go through this. Leaves are often modified to perform functions other than the photosynthesis. Means generally you might think leaves the purpose is only for the photosynthesis, but whereas some plants leaves are get modified other than the photosynthesis purpose, means more than that. So they are converted into tendrils for climbing, as in we can see the example for that. Peas are into spines for defense like cactus. Fleshy leaves of onions or a garlic used for they will store food materials in that. So in some plants like Australian acacia, leaves are small and short. The petiole of these plants expand, become green, synthesis for food. And leaves of certain insectivorous plants, which is nothing but picter plant, which is vine fly trap, which is also for modification. Means for their defense sake and for their food sake and for their storage of leaf sake, these are get into modified. So this is the important topic up to here. So guys, I will show with the pics. So here it is. The leaves are modified into spines for their protection sake, which is example for cactus. And stem is tendril, which is showed for leaves are get modified like a spiral, which is used for the supporting. And here it is modified as storage leaves, which is the example for that onion. So this is all about today guys. See you in the next video. Hope you like the video. Please like, share and do subscribe guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.